Wow. Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm out of TikTok jail. I'm out of TikTok live jail now. Yeah, I'm out of TikTok live jail now. Y'all see my last little TikTok I made? I was talking about how they put me in live jail. So, because I don't meet the requirements or whatever the fuck that means. I don't know. I was upset though because I couldn't even use any of that footage I had. I couldn't use any of that. But it's fine. But Grand Rising, good morning. How are y'all? I'm just gonna see if anybody else is gonna join this live. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do some general messages today. Well, just one. I'm not gonna do too much. Just one general message. And if anyone wants to join the live or ask any questions, then they can afterwards. But I'm not gonna do too much today. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. What? I was gonna say something, but I forgot. But yeah, I'm just gonna do some little general messages. They won't be zodiac specific. I already did that. And if you want some zodiac specific messages, thank you. If y'all want zodiac specific messages, they're on my Instagram. So I'm not doing them today. I'm just gonna do something general. Okay. I'm just gonna pull some cards and see what happens. Mm. Hi, Gold Spark 9. Is that how you say it? Is that what it says? Gold Spark 9? Hey. I'm good. How are you? Why would you ask me to say that? That's weird. Why do you want me to say that? You just want me to say it? Okay, I'll say it. Beans? Hey, girl, hey. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I said it though. I hope you was happy with me saying beans. But yeah, if y'all want to stick around, I'm gonna just do a general message. And if y'all got any questions after, then I'll just answer y'all's questions after that. I know Jesus loves me. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to stick around, then yeah, you can. Okay, I'm about to start pulling some cards now. Okay, so I thought I heard something. So they're tarot cards. Yeah, they're tarot cards. I'm in Georgia. The birds are always really loud in the morning. Yeah. I'm about to pull some cards and do a general message. Yeah. Okay. So, Spirit, what do you guys want the collective to know for their general message? You're in Georgia too? Lord Spark? Spirit, what do you guys want collective to know? Oh, okay. Ooh. What other messages do you want them to know? Okay. Any more general? Okay. All right. Ooh, this is an interesting spread. Okay. Anything else you want the general collective to know? Okay. 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 Wow. All right. This is interesting. I know, right? It's so many. I just keep pulling until I feel like there's not going to be any more to come out. I'm going to do it one more time, or maybe two. Any other messages? Come on. Y'all got some stubborn energy. If my cards act like that, it means y'all got some stubborn energy. I think that's it. Okay. That's all I want to pull. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is a lot. Okay. Just based off of the spread, I think a lot of y'all are still like kind of beat up over Mercury retrograde. I think, let me see. Let me pull from the bottom, because that's gonna show the future energy. Okay. Yeah. Y'all was kind of beat up over Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Mercury in micro braid. Mercury doing the back bend. Mercury doing and Gatorade. Y'all know what I mean. Well, if you don't, I can always explain it. But if you in the know, you know what I mean. So I can kind of tell this is where y'all are at. It's a lot of despair and disheartening. Y'all are sad. This is a really sad spread, honestly. And I kind of feel like you don't. Okay, so when people talk about Mercury retrograde, Mercury is a planet that rules communication. So when that planet is in retrograde, meaning that technically it's like it's going backwards. When it's in the when the planets are rotating, it's saying it's in retrograde. It's like it's moving backwards. So I say put it in quotations because it's not really moving backwards, but it kind of the energy is that's the best way to put it. It's like it's moving backwards. So with that being said, there are certain periods out of the year where Mercury is going to be in retrograde. So certain periods out of the year. So this year in 2021, we're gonna have Mercury in retrograde during all the air sign seasons. Who's this? Oh, girl, you gotta wait till I finish to request the live, girl. I'm sorry, because then I'm gonna get distracted and then I'm not gonna remember what I was saying. But pretty much, if you during this year, all of the air signs are gonna be in retrograde. So we already had it in Aquarius season, which is like the end of January, February. We're having it right now. We're about to be over actually. We're on the tail end of it. It's gonna be over officially on June 22nd. But there's always a shadow period afterwards. Probably gonna be like another week or two. But we have it during this Gemini season, and then we're gonna have it again during Libra season in like October. But usually people don't really like Mercury retrograde because it brings up past traumas. It brings up exes, old friends, old relationships. It just highlights all of the baggage that you have that you have been neglecting to look at. So a lot of people be like, oh my God, I hate Mercury retrograde. But honestly, you should be appreciative because there's a lot of things that you probably have not fully taken advantage of or fully taken the responsibility upon yourself to look at. So yeah. So a lot of people get really sad or frustrated. They feel like, oh my God, life is just so hard. It's like some people be like, I know somebody that's they lost their job, or they a lot of people lose jobs, or they go through lots of breakups, or come in contact with people that they used to talk to but don't talk to anymore. It's just kind of like a testing ground to see whether or not that you have learned your lesson, and if you really did, you'll pass the test. Or Mercury retrograde is also a very karmic time period as well, so you may be reaping a lot of karma, whether it be positive or negative. Yeah. Is that good? Did I explain it good enough? Do you understand? What's your name, Kaya? Or no, Kaka? If you're still watching, that is. Okay. No problem. A lot of people don't understand this type of stuff, so hi. But yeah, if you have questions, I have no problem answering them because I know a lot of people aren't really immersed in tarot and astrology and stuff like that. So if you have questions, then just ask. But that's the best way to explain Mercury retrograde. Yeah, so that's kind of what this spread is talking about. So, but I'll break down all the cards that y'all got because this is a really big spread of cards. So, it's the Six of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles upright, the Three of Cups in reverse, the Death card, the Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Judgment in reverse, Eight of Swords, oh, Lord, the Seven of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Sun card, the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Moon card, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Cups upright, I'm sorry, the King of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords, the Devil card, and Four of Cups in reverse. And then I'll address the future card deck like when I'm finished with this spread. But first things first, there is a lot of Wands, Swords, Pentacles, and a Cup in there too. So Wands usually represent fire signs: Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Swords is air signs, Swords is air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Pentacles are earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, what's the last one? Capricorn. And the cups are water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. So, just looking at this breakdown of these cards, I feel like this definitely has something to do with this retrograde for sure. It's like, okay. What water sign are you? Pisces, Scorpio, fly. It says fly. But yeah. Oh, you're a Pisces? I like Pisces. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying that like certain sets of cards represent certain signs. So if you see like cups, the cup suit, so it'll go from like King of Cups all the way down to like the Ten of Cups, something like that. So those usually represent water signs. So, but yes, this spread is kind of like a fizzle down effect, if that makes sense. Like starting out with the fire energy to the cups and swords energy down to the pentacles and swords. It's kind of like a trickle down effect. So I kind of feel like this has been like the overall energy of what a lot of people have been experiencing during this retrograde. Even though honestly, if retrograde is really that bad for you, that means you're just not in alignment. Like that's really where it's at. Like if your retrograde is that bad, you're just not in alignment with spirit. Like that's the honest truth. Like if you're really going through a lot of hardships, it's only being brought to the forefront so it can be fully dealt with, and then you can go to your next level of elevation. So it definitely with this Queen of Wands in reverse and the Six of Swords here paired together, for sure, it's like y'all pretty much just lost all motivation. You guys lost all passion and just kind of are in like a burnout. But then it's like you want to run away from your issues and problems. And on top of that, with the Three of Cups here in reverse and the Eight of Swords here, because usually how I interpret the Eight of Swords is like as if, like look at the I'm gonna do this. If you guys can see the card, she is one of the swords, and then she has a blindfold on. Swords deal with the mind. That's why it rules air signs. So usually when I see this card, it's almost as if she is honestly one of the problems. It's as if you are the problem, but you're blinded to you being the issue. And then on top of that, with it being 8 is a karmic number. So therefore, a lot of times when this card comes up, there are things in your life right now, or problems occurring right now, that you just don't understand that you are the cause of. Whether it be emotionally you have blockages, mentally you have blockages, socially, whatever it could be, because I'm not sure. But with it being paired with this Three of Cups in reverse, I definitely feel like this has an issue with this is dealing with a third party situation or a group of three people, and that means including yourself. So you may have issues with some friends. You may have maybe a third party situation with a relationship. Um, Something along those lines to where there's a blockage there, but honestly you're not seeing the problem because you are the problem. So a lot of times when retrograde comes, it's honestly a very humbling time period, because then all your issues are in the forefront. So you really don't have a place to run from them. They're just in your face. So I know a lot of times it's like you're seeing your issues, and it's like a lot of times you can't really handle that harsh truth and reality of the fact that you're the problem. And then this death card is here. Don't take the death card literal. The death card does not have to be literal. It does not mean that somebody's going to die or something. It can honestly be a spiritual death, emotional death, something like that. It's more metaphorical than literal the majority of the time. Every once in a while it could mean somebody's going to die, but that just depends on the energy. But this does not mean that somebody's going to die. This just means that there's a cycle in your life that needs to cease to exist so you can fully be able to move forward and fully be able to go to your next step. Because people have to realize that in this life, you're going to die and be reborn over and over and over again. Everybody goes through these cycles of death and rebirth. So with that being said, this is perfect for Mercury retrograde because somebody is going to die. Not somebody's going to die. I'm sorry. Something is going to die. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Something is going to die. So with that being said, it could be some mentalities that's holding you back. It could be this group of friends that's holding you back. Because it's like a lot of times you feel like there's an issue. But the issue is kind of like in your face, if that makes sense. And it's like you're blind to the issue being in your face. So it's like you probably have been dealing with some hardships with some friends, but the issue is kind of in your face, but you don't want to see the issue because maybe you've been dealing with these friends for X amount of years, and you're like, oh my God, I've known these people since like forever. Like, why now am I feeling like this energy? Why am I just now? It's because you're leveling up. So that's when you level up, the people around you needs to level up as well. And that doesn't always mean that you have to force people to be on the level that you're at. Sometimes it just means that it's time to sever the ties. And that is a death. That is a death. That's a form of death. Because a lot of times you can mourn those friendships. You can mourn those long-term relationships that you've held for a very long time. But those people have served their purpose now. It's time to let that go. It's time to let this die. But also, with it being paired with this Seven of Swords in reverse, Seven of Swords is about deception, lies. So I'm thinking with it being paired with the Death card, that there is some form of deceit surrounding you. I feel like more so it's like you're deceiving yourself. Going right back to this, you're deceiving yourself because you're like, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe maybe it's not that serious. Maybe I'm being overly dramatic. No, you're not. You're not. It's time to let it go. It's time to let that shit die. And I know 9 times out of 10 you've been feeling this. It's been this lingering feeling as well. Like, I definitely can relate to that. Like, I've had a lingering feeling as far as like somebody that I know, that I've been feeling like maybe this isn't gonna work anymore, and then I'll overthink and be like, maybe I'm being dramatic, because there are times that I could take things more personal than I should, or there are times when I feel like maybe somebody hurt my feelings, or I could be a little dramatic. But no, I'm not being dramatic. Like, I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm elevating and I'm seeing things more for what they are. So with that being said, It's time to sever those ties. Like it's time to, what's it called? It's an old saying, prune the vine. It's time to prune the vine. Meaning that, when you prune the vine, it's like you're getting some shears and you're cutting the dead ends off the vines and you're cutting off all the foliage and you're pretty much cleaning it up. If that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like you guys were like starting out like, oh my God, yes, the summertime is here, and retrograde came, and y'all were like, fuck that, like something probably done came up. Some emotions probably done triggered you, and you just pretty much threw in the towel. But this is a time to get more like down, get in that shit. Honestly, it's not time to run away from it, because there's a reason why it's being brought up, because you haven't gotten over it yet, and it's time to move forward. So a lot of times it's like, have y'all ever like went through something where it's like you're meeting the same person over and over again, but in a different body? You're going through the same thing, but with a different person. It's because you haven't learned your lesson yet. It's like, and Spirit gonna be like, just gonna keep throwing this shit at y'all until you get it. Like, we gonna watch you suffer every time until you get it. We gonna watch you go through this shit every time until you understand that it is time for you to learn this lesson, and it's for your betterment. It's not personal. I promise you. This shit do not be personal. You cannot take a lot of this stuff personal. It's really just for your own betterment and for your own growth. But now I want to get into this next set. Yeah. This is definitely about retrograde, because this Ten of Swords is here in reverse, and it's with the Moon card. The Moon rules emotions. The Moon rules water. The Ten of Swords deals with the mind, and with it being in reverse, it's like with it. I like to look at this card upright first, because it's 10 swords in the back of this person right here. So I usually interpret this as beating a dead horse. Like, this is a problem that has been here that's been present for a very long time. And with the Moon card being here, of course it's emotional. And it's like you have yet to fully address the problems, because it's like, and I kind of feel like you already know what the solution is, but it's like you go through this back and forth with yourself all the time, and it's because you have yet to build up the strength emotionally to fully deal with this. But the only way to deal with this shit is if you be honest with yourself. Honesty is the best therapy, I promise you. You're never going to you're never going to fully get over shit or fully elevate unless you, thank you. You're never going to fully elevate or fully ascend, as people like to call it. Good morning, Grand Rising. You're never going to fully be able to go to that next step unless you deal with that baggage first. And this is definitely about some baggage. And it's been some baggage that's been like fucking with you for a very long time. No, I'm not single. It's been some baggage that's been fucking with you for a very long time. So with that being said, it's like, it's time to address it, and it's time to move forward. It's time. And I know you know it's time. So with that being said, it's time to be responsible. It's time to be responsible. Flies. It's time to be responsible and deal with these issues, okay? What else? Hey. What else did I want to get into? Lost my train of thought. Ugh. Damn. Oh, okay. Got it. So, the next two cards I want to talk about is this Knight of Swords. Good morning. This Knight of Swords in reverse, and this Five of Cups here. Usually, in relating right back to this emotional baggage, I kind of feel like, you guys have been, maybe you might have tried to attempt, because with this Knight of Swords here, Usually I like to interpret the night like, if you guys have watched movies where a night they go on this long quest and journey to eventually become king or eventually become a part of the council, that's where I think of as far as the night. So, and that's in like every suit also. There's a knight in every single one. But specifically for the Knight of Swords, it's like you're going on this journey. And like I said before, the swords represent the mind. So it's like you're going on this mental journey. But since it's in reverse, it's like you started but stopped. Or it just shows inconsistency. And then with this Five of Cups here, and Lord, this Five of Cups, you know, I feel some type of way about this card. I did like a whole deep breakdown of, okay, y'all just asking me weird shit now. But anyways, with the Five of Cups, I usually like to think of this card like, okay, I want y'all to look at this. So this guy, he's standing here. He's standing looking at the Three Cups that's like spilt, but then there's two behind him that are full. They're full cups, but they're behind him. Now, usually I like to think of this as, it's like crying over spilled milk. And then I think of it as being ungrateful as well, because you still have two cups behind you, but you're crying over the three in front of you. You still have, I think of it like you're blessed with two full cups, but crying over the three that have spilled. You could be focused on the two behind you, but you're too busy focused on the three in front of you. So, relating this back to what I'm saying, I think that because retrograde can come in and just sucker punch you, it's like you cried and you're frustrated over the things that have been going wrong, but you have yet to pat yourself on the back for the things that have went right. You have yet to address the growth that you have experienced, the growth that you've been working on. Because think of it. I know during the pandemic it was really rough, but if you didn't take time to do some self-reflection, I feel like you really wasted that whole year. Because you can be sad about how you still have these issues that are bothering you, but be grateful and be in a place of thanksgiving because you have overcame the other ones. I know there's some shit that's not fucking with you no more. I know there's some shit that you outgrown. I know there's some shit that you moved forward from. So be grateful for that instead of crying about what you don't have. Be grateful about what you do have. So I think of this Five of Cups card as honestly as an ungrateful energy. And then there's the 5. It's card 5, so that's also like a number of change, and it's a karmic number as well. But with it being paired with that night, I definitely feel like mentally you've been going through this battle of, there's some shit I haven't dealt with, but then there's some shit that's like, oh my God, like, you've grown from that. So I kind of feel like with talking about Mercury retrograde, it's like it brings up old issues that you haven't dealt with, but then it kind of has a way of beating people down. But you shouldn't be beat down, because honestly, speaking from my experience from this retrograde, child, I could sit here and say of how rough it was, but that's because I don't view it that way. I don't view what happened to me during this retrograde as bad. I view it as the truth has been revealed to me, and now I can move accordingly. Because I could sit here and be upset about, oh, somebody's done me this way, somebody has hurt me in this way, emotionally, I've been did a certain way by somebody. I could sit here and be like, oh my God, this retrograde has been so fucking awful. But instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be grateful that I saw this person for who they was, and then now I can move accordingly. And now I can finally get the upgrade that I've been asking for. I've been asking for the change. I've been asking for an upgrade with the people that are surrounding me, and now I'm getting it. Yes, they had to hurt me for me to understand it, but I'm more so glad at the fact that I see everything for what it is now. So I could sit here and be like, oh my God, this retrograde just so bad. Oh my God, fuck my life, type shit. Because, all y'all on Twitter be over here crying about retrograde, when honestly, like, you should be grateful and thankful. Even if something didn't go your way, you should be grateful and thankful. Also, there's some tips that y'all should get. I'm going to give y'all a couple of tips for retrograde. Do not sign any contracts during retrograde. Be wary of technological issues. And that means, like, computers, phones, cars as well, transportation. Don't start any new projects during retrograde. This is a time for revision and self-reflection. This is a time for rest as well, if you can. If your lifestyle can support that, then please do that. But if not, try to rest when you can. But yeah, I had to say that, because I know a lot of times, like, y'all be hearing about that shit and be like, okay, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, there's a way to go about retrograde so things don't get too bad for the things that you're probably already dealing with. There. Definitely want to get into these last 4 cards, and then we're going to get into the future energy deck. And then after that, if y'all have any questions or want to join me on here, then you can. But let me finish this first. So I definitely want to get into this King of Cups in reverse and the Devil card. Now, the Devil card does not always mean that there is a demon. It doesn't always mean that. But in this sense, the Devil card can mean an addiction of some kind. Oh wow, I just got that. So with the King of Cups here in reverse with this Devil card, this means that I feel like whoever this is for, there is some form of an addiction of emotional instability. That's what it is. An addiction of emotional instability. Because the King of Cups represents a masculine figure, a masculine energy. Because mind you, just because your gender does not mean that you don't hold both types of energy. Just because I am a female, I identify as female, but you can still have both masculine and feminine energy. So with that being said, King of Cups is a masculine energy that rules emotional stability. Now, with the Devil card here is an addiction. So I think this addiction is this is an addiction of emotional instability, meaning that a lot of times you are a person that's attracted to toxicity. You as a person, you have yet to, what's the word I'm looking for? You haven't really fully gotten the grasp of the difference of what's healthy and what's toxic, because you haven't done the inner work or healing yet. So I'm definitely feeling like this is an addiction that needs to be broken. So this is why there's a death here. And honestly, sometimes I'm not gonna beat y'all up over that though, because sometimes if you haven't done the work yet, you don't even know the difference. You're thinking that you're in something healthy. You're thinking that you understand, but you really don't have that depth yet until you address your shadow side, the side of you that's dark, the side of you that you're afraid of, in all honesty, the side of you that can get to that can be really disgusting, nasty. You need to do that shadow work. So I feel like there's definitely an addiction to emotional instability, because that's why you have yet to dead these relationships, and that's why you have yet to That's why you keep lying to yourself about these things. You keep lying to yourself about these situations because you have not done the shadow work to understand the depth of what you're in. You have this sick tie to it because I feel like you may have had some childhood trauma that deals with abuse and toxicity. So now you identify toxicity as something good because it's what you're used to. But then you have to realize that just because it's what you're used to does not mean that it's good for you. So that's why you're dealing with this, and that's why it's so hard for you, because you're not understanding why you're feeling the way you're feeling, but your spirit is trying to lead you into the right direction. But you can't be stubborn. You need to just allow the change to happen. That's why this death is here. And then you're lying to yourself about this, why the Seven of Swords is here in reverse. So, now, we're going to get into this. Five of Swords. And the Four of Cups. Five of Swords means you're about to get into an argument. It's a card of conflict, fighting, arguing. Something happened. Now, with this Four of Cups here in reverse. Now, Four of Cups. Now I'm going to turn it upright just so y'all can look at it. But I like to look at this card. Honestly, it has a similar energy to the Five of Cups. Because I like to look at it as somebody wants to offer you something, the Cloud. But then it's like, you're too busy worried about the Three Cups down here. You're too busy probably being like, why do you want to offer me this? Why do you want to, okay, got it. So I think what's going to happen is somebody's going to come into your life and you're probably going to try to fight them away from you because they want to give you something that's different from what you're used to. They want to give you that something healthy. They don't want to abuse you. But you're not understanding what you're dealing with is abuse, and what you're dealing with is toxic, and what you're dealing with isn't healthy. So you're probably going to try to fight them or argue with them because you don't understand that they see it. They see what you're going through, and you're just not there yet emotionally. You don't have the depth yet to understand that they want to just offer you something better. But you're so used to these Three Cups, you're not even open to receiving something new. That's why it's in reverse, because you're not going to be in the place to receive it. You're going to try to fight it. Okay, so now we're going to get to the future. The future had the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, right? Yeah, Two of Cups. The Eight of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, and like I say for a lot of readings, now, the energy is never permanent. It's never gonna be like, just because I said this is what it is, that doesn't mean you can't change it. I'm just reading what it is right now at this moment. But now, since I gave you this reading, and now you have the understanding, now you can change the future. But this is good, though. I'm liking what I'm seeing, especially with the Four of Wands here and the Two of Cups here. Four of Wands is about celebration and abundance, and the Two of Cups is usually a partnership. It's not always romantic, but it could just be a partnership, you and somebody. You may be meeting somebody soon. You may be meeting, or somebody's gonna like just pop up into your life out of nowhere. So, I'm liking that. Now, as far as the rest of the spread, the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is about like second chances. It's about newness, second chances. It's like, I feel like with this whole situation that I've been talking about here, somebody is going to give you a second chance at happiness. Somebody's going to, the universe is going to bless you with a second chance at happiness. The universe is going to bless you with just a new cycle, if that makes sense. Especially because you have this Four of Wands here and this Two of Cups here. Now, as far as this Nine of Cups in reverse and this Eight of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Wands usually represents upright. It's like fast movement, and then in reverse, it's a delay. Now, this is how I interpret delays. A delay, I feel like it's just a mental thing. because a lot of times we want things to happen the way we want them to, and we want things to be done at our own rate. But you have to remember that this is a spiritual thing. So spirit does not even operate on the same time frequency as we do. That's why there's a thing called divine timing. Spirit just moves when they want to, and when they know that we're ready to accept it. So I feel like there's going to be some form of a delay. Something's gonna slow down. It's gonna probably frustrate you because you're ready to get this movement, especially with this future energy here. I feel like you may have gotten your shit together, and now you're ready to move. Now you're ready for this next cycle. But oh dang, girl, I done did the whole reading, child. I done did the whole thing. I'm about to be finished. I'm about to be finished. Man. You know what? I'll go over it again for you though. But when I'm finished with this. But yeah, so with that being said, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, okay, you didn't miss that much then. I can go back for you then. Okay. What was I saying? I forgot. My legs falling asleep. You're fine. Oh man, my leg fell asleep. What was I saying? Oh right, delay. So, a lot of times we're gonna perceive certain things as a delay because they're not happening when we want them to, or because something's just gonna pop up out of nowhere and it's gonna slow us down. But you have to think about why you're being slowed down. Instead of, I'm being slowed down, now I'm frustrated. Think about why and take the downtime to do some work. Now, with this Nine of Cups here in reverse, I feel like y'all security has definitely dropped. Now I feel like you're kind of insecure about the decisions you make because you've gone through this whole thing. But don't be like that, because usually the Nine of Cups upright is like a I got my shit together energy, a confident energy. But now since it's in reverse, it's like, no, it's honestly like you have shrunk yourself in a way, because now it's like you're not sure of yourself because you've gone through certain things. But don't do that to yourself. But yeah, but that's the reading though. I did it. Now Miss Lady right here, I don't want to keep saying caca because I know I'm childish, because in Spanish that means shit. Like, I'm childish as fuck. I don't want to keep saying it. But if you want to join the live and ask me some questions about what you missed, then you can, because now I'm finished. I've done everything. Okay. I want to thank you, because I'm childish. I will keep laughing and giggling at your name. But yeah, okay, if you want to join and ask me some questions about what you missed out on, then you can. Or if anybody else wants to, now y'all can. Because, like, someone was trying to join the live earlier, and girl, you can't do that until I'm done. I'm sorry. Because you're going to distract me, and I'm going to forget what I'm saying. So, because it be happening, it just comes, and if I don't say it, it's going to go. So that's why I'm like, y'all can join now. You can request to join now. Yeah. But if not, I'm just going to go ahead and go. Does anybody have any questions about anything that they want to ask? Oh, nobody's even watching. Well, alright, y'all. I'm about to go then. And that was the general reading. Excuse me.